Hiya, Francesca here from Follea Salon, and today I want to show you the Follea Style Wig, which is what I am wearing at the moment. And this one that I have on is in the colour Chai Latte, and the code for that is 5045. Now, there has been a lot of hype about Follea for some time, and I know that many of you are eager and keen to kind of know more about this range and get an understanding of what you are getting for the money, because these, as we know, or you may not know, are premium wigs. They are at a high price point, and of course there will be questions to ask when you are looking at paying upwards of £3,000 to £4,000 to £5,000 for a unit. But I thought I'd talk about the style wig today because we tend to see a lot about the gripper, but the style wig is ever so slightly different in that it doesn't have all of the silicone, the medical grade silicone, all around the perimeter. What you're looking at with the style wig is a more standard hand-tied cap, so it's 100% hand-tied, and there are some PU areas at the ear tabs and the nape. But if I just quickly show you, I have another one. So what I've got here is a 14-inch layered length, and this is a 16, so much longer. And this one is in, sorry, I have to look, it's Irish Cream, this colour, and it's 6020, 6020. So I've got Irish Cream in my hand and Chai Latte on my head. So as you can see the difference in those colours, we have a much darker root with the Chai Latte and some more brunette tones, lighter kind of caramel tones throughout, whereas with the Irish Cream you have this blend of lighter kind of almost strawberry blonde golder tones throughout. But if we just take a look at the cap, then we can get an idea. So if we just have a little look around, this is what I mean. We have our ear tabs that have the PU. We have our brass strap adjusters here. Then moving into the nape, we have PU again. It is 100% hand-tied with this kind of spandex-like material. Lots of little tiny holes in there to prevent inversion, they say. So the material itself, the holes are much smaller, so that stops the hairs coming back through. Sometimes you can get that. Then we have this full mono top, which is a French drawn top, so a silk top, so you get that really realistic parting here, scalp line look there. And then you have the Swiss lace, which is extended ear tab into the ear tab. There is also a section of PU here if you want to use any adhesive, tape or glue. Okay, so that is our cap. With the Follea wigs, they have bleached knots on their brunette colours, not on their blondes, because you don't need to, because they are already bleached. So here we go, you can have a look at that hairline here. Really beautiful. I'm trying not to get gushy over this, but I think it's kind of impossible for me to do a review without doing that. But I just want to give you the kind of specification first before I get gushy. I absolutely love this widow's peak, this hairline on this, and I absolutely love how the profile of that ear tab on the style wig is very fine. So I can tuck this behind the ear. There are no baby hairs, nothing's been done to this, so we haven't had any customizing done. So you can see I'm just tucking that behind the ear, and that fits beautifully. Now, the standard stock size for the style wig of cap is a medium, which is what I'm wearing. You can get other sizes custom made. The beauty of this is that you are able to get a perfect fit, or as near a perfect fit as is possible, because of those options for having other cap sizes. Now, this is actually probably the best fit in a wig that I've had in a long time. It's a medium. I have it about maybe 3 mil of excess at the back, which is laying super flat. It sits really beautifully at the nape for me. Really, as you saw, those ear tabs are perfect. I haven't got too much space above, nor is it cutting. So for me, I would be more than happy with the medium cap. I think the small would run just a little snug, probably just come up a little bit too high there. And also we have to remember that we don't want to put any tension on that Swiss lace. If it's too tight here, you are going to risk fraying if you put tension on that lace. Now, in terms of the hair quality, this is European hair. And lots of people say, what is the difference between European hair and Indian or Chinese Remy hair? And the short answer is that it is a finer denier, so a finer thickness of hair. So European hair comes up finer, and it tends to be straighter. And it is super soft. I am not lying, I am not over egging the pudding when I say that this is some of the softest hair that I have felt. I did a review on the Raquel Welch Couture, their Remy hair, cuticle intact hair, and that's beautifully soft. But this, I can honestly say I can feel the difference between those two, and both are beautiful quality hair, but this is absolutely divine in terms of the feel of it. The density on the style wig is just perfect for me. I don't have a huge amount of hair sitting on my head, but I do feel like I have a head of hair. If I just bring that round, you know, we've got some thickness here, but as you can see, I don't feel like it's all on top. There's huge amount of volume and density on top, so there's a lot to play with. Now, as you can see, this is the 14-inch, and it comes in a layered, long layers, as you can see. And the idea as well with the Folleas is that you have to have them, you don't have to, they look, I mean, this is wonderful straight out of the box, but when you're working with a salon and a stylist, there will be some custom elements there as well, so to make your hairstyle how you want it, in addition to any baby hairs or any additional colour work that you might need or want to have. And I don't know if any of you saw the review I did on the Raquel Welch Couture, where I showed you really clearly what the transition looked like from the silk top to the lace. And whilst I thought it was really lovely as a unit, I just wanted to point out in that particular wig, the transition, there was some visibility on that transition, and I always want to know what a transition looks like from a silk top to the lace, and I often find it really hard to get that information, so I'm really trying hard to kind of give that to you guys. So hoping, right, there's my focus. This transition is fantastic. On this particular style wig that I have on my head, this transition, it's there, it's ever so slight lip, but I'm just showing you here. That transition is, let's have a little look here as well. Hang on. I just want to make sure. For me, that's really super invisible as a transition. There are no, because obviously you've got the hidden knots on the silk top and then you go into knotting on that lace, but that's just the best I've seen, and that, you know, I'm showing you. So as I've mentioned, this is the 14-inch layered length. It comes in 5 lengths in total, so we have 6, 8, 12, 14 and 16 inch, and they're all referred to as layered lengths. So each length from, so the crown, the top, the sides, the nape, they're all the same length. It also comes in a range of colours, and correct me if I'm wrong, there are 17 colours in total for the style wig, and they range from brunettes through to blondes, and some kind of strawberry, blondes, red tones, and a grey also. So lots and lots of choice. This is where I get gushy, and when I save up my pennies, and that is the point, it's a saving up of your pennies wig, I shall get a style. Now, in terms of cost, you'll hear many people talking about the cost of these, and of course they are an expensive wig, but they last upwards, I'm being conservative here, upwards of 2 years, but we know that there are people who have had them for 4 years and still look fantastic. And what you also get with Follea is you get that service where you can have your piece putting for a service, as it were. So any issues with your lace can be repaired, any shedding can be dealt with, so you will get your piece back good as new, looking super duper. So I think you have to look at your cost per wear, your investment, how you look after it in terms of how long it lasts, because I know from experience that I have had human hair units that I have spent a lot of money on, and a lot of money for me, you know, so everybody's budget is different, but I spent what I felt was a lot of money on a wig, numerous human hair wigs, that just didn't go beyond a year, as much as I did everything. And there comes a point where you think enough is enough, and you need to feel like you have a wig that you can believe in and trust, etc. So that's when perhaps people begin to think about investing more money so that they get that return in those terms. It's not to say that those other brands aren't fantastic, or the units that I had before didn't do their job, but I didn't have that liquid cash to keep buying every year. So really there are, especially with our salon, with Palooka Salon, we do hold a good range of human hair options to suit a number of budgets. But I think the difference is that the communication of what to expect in terms of longevity for a unit needs to be clear. So when you're buying online, it's not always clear. Having a conversation with a specialist is so valuable so that you can really weigh it up. These are not impulse buys. No wigs are impulse buys really at any budget, because the implication of getting it wrong and not being able to rectify that mistake is huge. So with us and with a lot of salons I know, the process is slow and should be. So you have that conversation, you get an opportunity to try, ask a billion questions, and hopefully get to a point where you invest your money in something that you feel confident in. And I've gone on a bit there, but I feel very strongly about not walking away with something you're unsure of. Okay, so that's the Follea Style Wig. Have a good day.